Welcome to Salient Training's End User Videos. This is part 2 of our CompleteView Playback series, and in this segment, you'll learn about the search video feature of our Playback module. Search video is a targeted search displaying either events, all video, thumbnail video tiles, or smart search results of recorded video for any camera. The search interface is very user-intuitive, and the ease of our navigation makes reviewing video a breeze. So let's get started. To access the search video area, make sure you're in the Playback module of CompleteView, and then simply select the icon for Search Video in the top menu bar. Once there, you'll see that the search video is broken into 3 distinct areas: the Search Video panel, the Search Results panel, and the Playback window. To get started, select a recording server from the drop-down server list to begin a search. Each recording server has its own cameras, so choose the recording server that has the camera you want to search. Next, select the camera you want to search from the camera list on that server. Then you'll enter in the start time and end time for your search. You can manually edit the start and end dates and times in the boxes, or you can select the calendar icon and edit the date and time through that interface. The search allows you to search for as far as video exists, which could be months, but we recommend limiting the scope of your search to take up no more than 3 days at a time. Longer search periods require longer to complete and require significantly more server resources. Once you've entered your search dates, make any adjustments to the time zone, and then select one of the 4 search types: events, list or clip, smart search, or thumbnail search. Displayed on the screen are brief descriptions of each type of search and their typical uses. In the upcoming video segments, we'll cover how to perform every kind of search, how to use the playback controls, take snapshots, and add video to your export queue. But we'll start with how to do a list and clip search. To perform a list or clip search, once all of your search parameters are set, use the Search Type drop-down to select that search from the list, and then click on the Search button, this little magnifying glass, and your search results are displayed in 5 sortable columns showing the video type, the start and end times, the description if it's available, and the file size of each clip. The type column shows colored squares that indicate the type of video recorded. Green indicates continuous recording, red represents motion recording, and yellow represents alarm type recording. At the bottom of the search results are 3 checkboxes that are video type filters. You can select or deselect these to filter out specific video types. You also have an export clip or event icon here. This button will take the current video clip you have selected from the search results and put it into your export queue. It will also take you to the export queue in Playback so you can complete the export process. I'll click on it so you can see. And here we are in the export queue, and here's the clip that was just exported. Now you can finish the process here, but if you don't want to export just yet, you can return to Search Video by selecting the Search Video icon from the menu bar, and your previous results will still be displayed. The last 2 options at the bottom of the screen are the up and down arrows, and clicking these will select the previous or the next clip in the search results. Now once you have a clip in the Playback window, you have control over the playback experience. I'll review all the controls and explain how to use them, how to take snapshots, and add video clips to your export queue. The controls work the same regardless of your search type, so no matter what search you use, your video playback experience never changes. At the bottom of the Playback window are the user controls. The general playback controls allow you to start and stop the playback, and also playback in reverse. You can jump forward and backwards in 10-second increments. And you can jump forward and backwards in between the events of the list. The speed drop-down allows playback speed adjustment from half speed up to 8 times speed. And you use the slider on the right to adjust the zoom level of the video playback timeline from a minimum of 1 minute all the way to a max of 24 hours timeline. If you've got a mouse with a middle scroll wheel, you can also zoom in and out of the playback timeline by hovering your mouse in the timeline area and then scrolling your middle mouse button in to zoom in and back to zoom out. You can also manually scrub the timeline by hovering it, left-clicking with your mouse, and then dragging the timeline to manually scrub through all of your video. The quick interaction between zooming in, zooming out, scrubbing through the video and the timeline gives you great flexibility when you're reviewing video and trying to make out specific details in different scenes. While you're reviewing a clip, if you need to take a snapshot, you can zoom in or out digitally if desired. Digital PTZ works by left-clicking on the view tile and you'll see a crosshair cursor. Then using your middle mouse wheel, you can scroll forward to zoom in and then click to center on your crosshair. You can scroll back to zoom out as well. When you're ready, select the screenshot icon up above the playback tile. In the screenshot interface, you can save the image as a bitmap, JPEG, or optionally, you can enter in a title and any notes that you want, and then you can print a hard copy to a local printer. Now, if you need to export, there's 2 options for doing that. The first is the export full timeline. When you use this, you will export the full timeline that is contained within your zoom level. So if you are zoomed in to 10 minutes on the timeline, you'll export 10 minutes of video to the export queue. If you're zoomed out to 6 hours of video, then you're adding 6 hours of video from the timeline to your export queue. So be sure of your settings before you click on the Export Full Timeline option. To use the Export Full Timeline, adjust your zoom level to contain the video that you want to export. So here I'm going to choose a 5-minute section of video. When you're satisfied with your settings, go ahead and select the Export Full Timeline option, and it will add that to the queue. If you want to see your video, you can select the Export Queue icon, and here you'll see that 5-minute clip I just added to the export queue. When you're done, if you want to export that, you can do so. If not, go ahead and select the Search Video, and you'll head right back to where you were. The timeline, everything will be set. The next type of export for clips is the trim and export. So with trim and export, you'll get a selector that allows you to choose precise start and end times for your video clip export. The setup is very similar. You'll start by locating the area of the video on the timeline that you want to export, and you can zoom into whatever level you choose on the timeline. When you're ready, select the Trim and Export icon, and you'll see a box appear on the timeline. Simply adjust the borders of the box to surround the video that you want to add to the export queue, and you can select the check mark to add it or the X to cancel. I'll select the check mark, and my video is now in the queue. If I want to see it, I can go up to the export queue, and there is my piece of video that I just added. Be sure you check out our Playback Part 3 video on exporting to learn everything you need to know about exporting these clips from CompleteView. The link to that video is in the description down below. All right, we'll head back to Playback. And that finishes up on using our playback tools. The rest of the video is going to cover the other searches, but using the tools for video playback is always going to be the same. Next up on our list is the event search. To perform an event search, simply set all of your search parameters just like any other search, and then in the search type, choose the event search from the list, select the search icon, and if the camera has been configured for either alarm or motion recording, any related events will appear in the search results below. If no events appear, then none occurred during the search time, or the camera has not been configured for any events. The search results are displayed in 3 sortable columns, showing the event type, the start time of the event, and any available descriptions. Selecting one of the events from the column will immediately play it back in the playback window, and choosing any other event will automatically play that back in the window as well. You again have full control over the playback experience. You can still use all of your controls and cycle through all of your events. Take snapshots, export the timeline, trim and export. At the bottom of the search results window, you can export your clip or event from the list, just like you could with the list and clip search. You can play your events back in sequential order, or use the arrows to skip between the previous and next events in the list. That wraps up the event search. Next up is a smart search. Now, the smart search uses a motion detection algorithm on previously recorded video to determine if motion has occurred at a location specified by the user. This is useful for investigations where you need to locate something that happened in an area where you don't have motion detection configured. To use this feature, select all of your regular search settings, and then down in the search type, select the Smart Search. And when you hit the search icon, you'll get a still image from that camera. In that still image, you'll need to create a zone where you want to do your motion detection. Once you've got the zone created, you can adjust your sensitivity. When you're ready, select Search, and the Smart Search algorithm will start looking through that video and try to find things that happened. Any result that you select should have motion coming through that area, and like any other piece of video, you can review it as you normally would. That's all there is to using the Smart Search feature. Do keep in mind that if you're searching large quantities of video, weeks or days worth of video, it's going to take some time for this to process. Next up and last on our list for search types is the thumbnail search. So thumbnail searches are another great tool that lets you search through video using thumbnails. A typical use is looking over days or even weeks worth of video to determine maybe when an object appeared or disappeared from a location. The thumbnails provide you with a quick visual scan that allows you to look for those changes. To perform a thumbnail search, set your search parameters and then choose Thumbnail Search from the drop-down and select the search button. The video thumbnails will appear in the search results, and you can see that each of these tiles contains 1 hour of video. Down at the bottom, you can adjust the time interval of the thumbnails. Here I can switch to 30 minutes, and you can also adjust the size of the thumbnails that you're looking at. The time interval of the thumbnails is determined by the time span of the search. The largest thumbnails you'll get on any search is 60 minutes, and the smallest length of time for any thumbnail is 1 second. The recorded time interval is displayed on the top of the title bar of each thumbnail, and when you click on a tile, it will load that specific time into your video timeline. To the left and right on each thumbnail is a plus sign and a minus sign. This means that you can zoom in or out on the video tiles. When you click the zoom in or the plus sign, that will break that 60-minute time interval into 12 5-minute video thumbnails. You can continue to zoom in and zoom out, breaking that video down into smaller and smaller chunks as you desire, until you get to the lowest increment, which is 1 second. And then you can zoom back out to your 1 hour time interval pieces and continue to look through. Just like all the other areas of playback, the controls, snapshot, export all work the same. So if you need a refresher, you can rewatch that part of the video again. And there's a link to that chapter in the sections below. And that wraps up this segment on our CompleteView end user training for Playback Part 2 of Search Video. Next up in our series is Playback Part 3, which covers our export queue. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, follow us for more user training videos. And if you have comments on our videos, send an email to training@salientsys.com. Thanks for watching.